What's up, Amazon sellers? Are your sales slowing down and you don't know how to improve them? Well, in this video, I'm going to share with you some common reasons why your sales are slowing down and what action you can take to get your product selling again. Stay tuned. Right, if you don't know who I am, my name is Thomas Parkinson and I've been selling on Amazon now for 4 years, and right now I'm on a mission to do £1 million by the end of 2021. And I will tell you now, I've had many times that my products have slowed down, my sales have been affected, but we've overcome it and we're still on the road to 1 million. Right, enough about me, and what am I going to talk about today? So I'm going to talk about the 8 reasons and what you need to do with slow Amazon sales. I'll explain the problem and then give you an actionable solution which is going to help you out. I'll also then talk about my top tips to increasing Amazon sales, which will just help you generate more revenue and profits. So let's jump into it now. Okay, first things first, number 1, the most common reason why your sales are slowing down is because you are not winning the buy box. Now, considering 90% of all sales are coming from the buy box, all the sellers on a listing are competing to win the buy box. Now, if you are the only person on the listing, then you should own the buy box. But if there are multiple sellers on the same listing, then expect competition for that buy box. With that said, if you've had the buy box one day and then suddenly lost it, or the next day, and now it's being shared between more sellers than it was before, this may be the reason for your slowed sales or even non-existent sales. Now, what I will say is also consider that sometimes Amazon also enters the listing and steals the buy box, even at a higher price or when they're out of stock. I know, Amazon, I hate you, sometimes. Now, you might be asking, what can you do to retain the buy box? Well, generally speaking, you're going to need to price competitively, and generally that means being the cheapest price on the listing. Now, a repricing software can really help with this, but not only repricing, what you want to do is also maintain healthy seller metrics. But the number one thing I will say is that monitor your repricer, make sure that you're competitive with your pricing, because sometimes what happens is your repricer will not reprice as you might expect. So use a repricer, set the pricing competitively, but also just check it, because sometimes it doesn't do as we expect. Now, one thing that might happen is if Amazon now has jumped on the listing with you, what you might want to do is try and find the price that they're going to share at. And how do you do this? You're going to just lower your price down slowly and see at what point will Amazon share that buy box. Now, one thing you might also want to know is if Amazon have got a lot of stock, what you might say, actually, you know what, they're probably going to compete against me too much, or just going to crash the price. So what I'm going to do is clear my stock down and get out of the listing. So quite simply, number 1, get hold of that buy box, and you can do that, generally speaking, by reducing your price, and using a repricer is going to really help you with that. Now, the second reason is due to what's known as having maybe a suppressed buy box. Now, if the buy box is suppressed, customers will need to manually choose which seller to buy from. Now, I'll share an overlay around here for what you'll see when a buy box is suppressed and what that looks like. Now, what I will say is note the lack of the buy now button, which normally exists in a typical listing. Now, to solve a suppressed buy box or a suppressed listing, generally what it means is your price is too high and you're going to have to reduce it down. So to do this, manually reduce that listing down to find the highest price that Amazon will let you offer the product for before they remove the buy now button. Now, once you know this highest price, set that as your highest price or the max price in your repricer. So again, it doesn't go above it. Now, what I will say on a side note is you can still get sales as a press buy box, but generally speaking, they're just not as fast as they are when the buy now button is available. Now, for reason number 3, your sales can slow down because you're purchasing the wrong type of product. Now, let's say you have Christmas stock in January, or you sourced a summer product in July, but then due to delivery delays, the actual product was not received until October. Now, obviously with that example, your summer products from July are really not going to be selling in October. So it's not summer anymore. It's not going to help you. Now, what could you do? You could return these products to your supplier, but if this was your mistake, i.e. bad deal analysis, buying the wrong types of products, I personally think you need to keep these products yourself. Now, I say that because if you keep returning products to your supplier, sooner or later, they're just going to stop selling to you. So be very mindful of that. Now, what you can also do to resolve this is by dropping the price. Even if you have to go down to negative profit, why? Well, selling of the products quickly and disposing of your items is super key. If you don't do this, then you're going to need to keep paying for storage fees every single month, which are going to add up because obviously they're stuck in the warehouse. And also as well, my God, you can't use that money to go and buy other stock, which is actually going to be making you profits. So clear them down, get them done. Now, another option is to remove these products to your home or maybe a personal warehouse to store them until the next season, i.e. summer or Christmas stocks, ship them to a warehouse and then resell them on. Now, you should also consider setting a specific month or day where you want to have that stock cleared down. For example, if you're going to say buy Christmas products, you might want to say to yourself, make sure that all your Christmas stock is cleared down, sold through by December the 20th. That way, you're not going to be left with anything after Christmas. Now, the fourth reason is seasonal products. Now, there will be times when you'll experience months or quarters of the year when sales are slower, and this could depend on what you sell. i.e. you are more likely to sell inflatable pools during summer, or if you're selling heart-shaped chocolates, they're probably going to be selling a lot more in the run-up towards Valentine's Day. Now, to solve this problem, what I'd really recommend doing is to use Keeper to see the buy box trend and sales history over time before you purchase the product. I'd also recommend keeping track of your monthly and yearly sales figures so you can identify any seasonal trends. And then also, once you've identified these products, set your repricer to aggressive, get them sold out so you can clear that stock down and you're not left with any stock when the season finishes. Now, I mentioned it before, if you want to learn more about Keeper graphs, you might want to watch the Keeper Basics video, and I'll drop a link up here. It's just going to help you do great deal analysis, buying great deals all the time. Now, the fifth reason we see is because listings have what's known as poor sales, i.e. no one is actually buying the product. Now, this can be because poor deal analysis, and we have bought deals that have poor sales. So to solve this problem, what I really recommend to do is, again, learn to read your Keeper charts and understand how that green sales rank line works. Again, watching that Keeper video that I talked about earlier is going to really help you out. Now, if you have purchased a poor selling product, what you might want to think about is dropping your price to get the product sold, hopefully increase the sales rate, or perhaps running PPC, pay-per-click advertising on Amazon to drive more traffic to your listing. There are two options there. Now, for the sixth reason, we have what's known as stock being stranded. Now, you might be asking, what is stranded stock? And this is simply inventory which is in an Amazon fulfillment center that does not have an active offer on Amazon. Now, considering that the product is not available for sale, you can understand that you won't be getting any sales from that product. Now, to solve the stranded stock issue, you need to get it unstranded. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop an overlay around here that you can see what it looks like when your stock is stranded. Now, the seventh reason is you have sold out. Now, it's easy to do on fast selling lines because you might not have read the Keeper graph correctly and done the right deal analysis to the right standard, i.e. not buying enough stock. But don't worry, what you should need to do is start buying more of that stock and review your sales every day. And why? Because this is going to stop those fast selling lines selling out too quick, and you can start restocking them as soon as you notice those sales coming in every single day. That's what we do in my business. We're checking those super fast selling lines, and when we see the sales go way up, what we're going to do is we are going to start buying them again much quicker rather than waiting maybe a week or two. So top tip, check those sales. Now, the eighth reason is because you've stopped sending inventory because maybe you've reached what's known as your restock limit. Now, one of the causes may be because you've reached this capacity, which is your allowed storage limits within Amazon's warehouses. So what Amazon says is you cannot ship anything else in at all. What can you do to solve this problem, to give you more space in Amazon's warehouses or to ship in stock that's going to sell? Well, what you can do is drop your prices and sell the stock. Or you can then remove the stock you've currently got in Amazon warehouses and ship it back to your house or a warehouse, and then you replace that with faster selling items. So sell fast, sell stock quicker by reducing prices, or get rid of the slower selling lines and ship in the faster selling lines. Top tip there. And that's just going to help manage your inventory. Now, I've just gone through 8 problems and solutions to slow selling lines. And you know what? There's a lot in there. There's a lot of problems and a lot of solutions you've got to put in, and it's a lot of work. And you know what? In my business, I don't do this. I don't do it at all. My team does it. What are they? My team of VAs, virtual assistants that are helping me grow my business. Right now, on my road to 1 million, I'm trying to make £1 million by the end of 2021, and I've got 7 VAs which are helping me with this. Now, if you are interested in maybe getting a VA to help you scale your business and obviously to save you time, because we all understand time is our most valuable asset, then look no further than the FastTrackFBA VA Academy. This is a service that I provided whereby we find, hire, interview, train and support you and the VA for 12 weeks in your business to get results. You'll have weekly group coaching with myself, and your VA is supported by my team throughout the whole journey. We are really here to make sure that those VAs deliver results in your business. How effective is it? Well, we've got multiple clients who've come back for not 1, 2, 3, 4, even 5 VAs. Why? Because they're seeing that result and they're saving the time and they're getting revenue and profits. It just adds up. So if you are interested in maybe hiring a VA, have a look at the link down below to the FastTrackFBA VA Academy, where you can get a free 30-minute consultation call with my team to answer any questions and see if it's right for you. Check it out on the link below. Okay, so they are the 8 reasons. Now, what I want to do for you is share some top tips about increasing Amazon sales that are going to really help you. So first things first, what I'd really recommend doing is monitoring your competitor's price. Why? Because you want to ensure that you're keeping up with their prices, such as using your repricer to change your price when the competitor's price changes. Now, what I say is, again, check your competitor's price versus yours. Why? Because sometimes our repricers don't do as we expect. It's always good just to have a check. So number 1, monitor your competitor's price. Now, number 2, what I recommend doing is using different tools that will help you in pricing your products and checking your sales history before and after, like Keeper, for example. Now, doing great deal analysis using Keeper is going to make sure, number 1, you're buying the right stock, and then number 2, you're buying the right amount of stock, so you're not selling out, but also you're not buying too much. And I talked about deal analysis earlier, and that was making sure that we're not buying things like Christmas advent calendars in January, which just aren't going to be selling as well. So good deal analysis using something like Keeper, great tool there, is going to really help you out. Now, number 3, what I'll say is monitor your inventory and reprice when you need to boost sales and maximize profits or to clear down. So if you've got too much stock, maybe hitting the restock limits, or you just want to really have a boost to your sales, tweak your repricer and get those sales ramped up. It's going to really help drive your revenue and hopefully your profits as well. Now, what I will say is, after having identified one of the common reasons why you are getting slow sales, again from the 8 that I just said, you might want to consider learning about some top Amazon buy box strategies and how to win the buy box. So what I'm going to do is share a link to a video around here about those top buy box strategies, just going to help you out. So check that out. But what I will say is, if you like this video, give me a big thumbs up. And hey, if you want to see more videos like this, hit that subscribe button down below. But for me, Thomas Parkinson and FastTrackFBA, thank you very much.